I'm not right. I'm not left. I'm not Republican. I'm not Democrat. I'm not libertarian. I'm a human being that wants the best for the rest of the human beings. And I want some
What up, YouTube? I'm Mike.
This is Matt with the Clip Farm. How y'all doing this afternoon?
So today we're talking about our favorite governor in the United States, Gavin Newsom.
One of, anyway.
Yeah, he's a Democratic front runner. I will say we are about to talk bad about him, but what I will say, there was a story that I read today, and I will give him his props for that. So I'll start there. He said that he was commenting on Harvey Weinstein, and he said he is a rapist and he deserves to be where he is. So shout out to you for that, Gavin Newsom.
Hey, I mean, even stop clocks right twice a day. So
yeah, I mean, even if I dislike a politician like I dislike Gavin Newsom,
yeah,
when they do something right or stand on something that's right, I will acknowledge it. But with that being said, we're going to get into the fuck Gavin Newsom portion of this. All right. So Gavin Newsom owns I think he has a couple of different restaurants there in California. I think it's called Plump Jack's Cafe.
Yeah.
And they had just passed a law in California requiring minimum wage to be $20 an hour. However, his particular restaurant was hiring at $16 an hour. So
ways, I believe it was.
I know that the arguing points that the liberals have said, or the liberal media has said to defend Gavin Newsom, is that this restaurant is in a trust and somebody else is running the trust.
His sister is in the trust.
Yeah. But what I will say is he's the governor of the state. So they're your rules. They apply to your businesses as well. If you don't have to follow those rules, why the F should anyone else have to follow your stupid rules?
Yeah. And that's the point about this whole $20 an hour thing for the California restaurants. It applies to fast food chains, essentially. Anything with more than 60 restaurants. Well,
and those that think I'm joking here, I don't know if you can see that. Maybe I got to make it full screen. This is on ZipRecruiter. This was the job posting for the busser. Now, I did double check ZipRecruiter because this is a couple day old story. This particular job isn't highlighted anymore, but they did have a dishwasher advertised, a part-time dishwasher advertised at $19 to $22 an hour, which is still $1 under minimum wage. So, let me swap over to this one. We'll play this one real quick, and then we'll talk about it.
Well, a wage hike has gone into effect in the state of California this week, which will impact about 500,000 workers. Fast food workers will see a raise of 25% as the state's minimum wage jumped to $20 starting yesterday. Many of the biggest restaurant chains are affected by the law, including popular favorites like McDonald's and KFC. Well, franchisees have raised concerns about the increased cost of labor, and jobs in fast food chains are among the lowest paying in the U.S. economy, where wages have grown in recent years after they stagnated for decades. Minimum wage in California will remain at $16 an hour for jobs outside of fast food, but it might be higher in some cities and counties. Well, a wage.
All righty. We will go back over on the.
That's what I just don't get. I was starting to say that earlier. What's the difference between a fast food job and some other minimum wage job? Why are they special? Why do they have to pay the 20 when everybody else gets to pay 16? What's the difference?
I don't know. Maybe it's because they can mark up their prices easier. Like, that lube tech and, other people that are making the minimum wage at $16 an hour. What, like, minimum wage is supposed to be the minimum, so it should be everybody or nobody.
Yeah, not minimum for this, minimum for that.
It's just unreal. Like, this guy doesn't even follow his own rules in his state and then expects the millions of Americans that live in California to follow his stupid rules. I mean, there's a reason why there's a mass exodus out of that state.
Yeah. I say the hypocrisy is shining pretty bright.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's how a lot of the California politicians are.
Yeah.
When the country was in lockdown, Nancy Pelosi was going to get her hair done. We weren't even allowed to leave our house or go bury grandma. And Nancy had to get her hair done. So that's just kind of the nature of how, you know, Californians and just politicians in general. And I'm not saying right or left. They're guilty on both sides of the aisle.
Yeah.
So
plenty of Republican politicians doing the same thing Nancy was, and plenty of other Democrats.
Yep. So
all about the rules for me and not rules for thee and not for me. Sorry.
We make the rules. You just fight. It's like growing up with your parents and they fucking give you fucking rules, but they don't follow them. Like, that's how our politicians are.
Yep.
Well, anyways, that's our story today. Gavin Newsom, you suck. Although I do support you on your statement on Harvey Weinstein. So shout out to that. But screw you for screwing over your own employees in your own state, that rules that you're making. So with that being said, we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks, everybody.
Have a good one, everybody.